So I'm gonna make this fast. I've I'm kind of at a loss. Um, Trump's been in presidency for over a year now, and this is his third. They can't pass a budget. My true question is why are we still funding Planet Parenthood, who we give hundreds of millions of dollars to a year annually, and they give millions. It's the easiest way to say it, millions of dollars to Democratic candidates. Uh, we're essentially paying for Hillary's campaign while she's been using pay to play to do the same thing. Um, I'm glad to see McMaster gone. I was excited to see whenever he hired him. I said, this won't be long until he's exploited, and dear God, hopefully other people miss their pensions. Because as much as everybody wants to make it out like this is a farce, this is ridiculousness, this is probably the most real thing that's went on in this country. Everybody keeps talking about the Great Awakening. Everybody keeps talking about all these other little incidents and things that they feel like is going to happen. But what's really going to happen is our economy is going to fall. Whenever you spend $1.3 trillion for a 6-month bill, I was upset one of the last bills Obama passed for a year was $1 trillion. Who the fuck spends $1 trillion? Oh, yeah, that's right. California, who's now got a bullet train inside the state that is billions over budget and way behind. And guess who gets to pick up that fee? That's right, the taxpayers. I'm quite concerned and worried about the status of what's truly going on, what's truly happening to America and to, well, and sadly, all it takes is a couple states to allow people to flood their, make towns 90% Latino, or, and again, as long as you're trying to assimilate, be free, live in America. But if you're trying to overwhelm areas so you can just overvote people and then send somebody into the thing, or legislation, or Congress, or state Senate, or national Senate, like, these aren't things that's going to end well. And it's not so much like you're like, oh, we're, and again, California keeps talking about they're the richest country and they, guess what? Without Silicon Valley and without Hollywood, you're garbage. You're a bunch of homeless people living in tents. And it's actually not tents, it's fucking made tents. These are like trash carts or whatever pushed together with something draped over it. Something I do for my plants to stop the frost from hitting them. I'll let you know though, it works. But I'm really, I don't want to say I'm disappointed in our president, but I've definitely got some questions, some unanswered questions, and some very uneasy feelings that a lot of these people are just, and again, whenever he did the whole gun thing, I just want you to know that once he told Feinstein, put whatever you in on it, I was like, this dude's just saying, make a fucking 10,000 page bill and we can go look. They want to take your guns. Because that's all this is down to. And if anybody says, oh, it can't, you can't have common sense legislation or legislation, have you ever heard of the NIC system? That every state and a lot of states have put in things that say we're not going to do that. We're not going to exploit our people. Oh, but now we've got all these violent people that can get guns, and it's because you haven't used our proper system or our system properly. You haven't. You've put in place all these things that could happen and might happen and should happen, but they won't happen. It's like, hey, brush your teeth for your teeth not to fall out, and then you just get a toothbrush. It's like, okay, why don't you just get a stick? It's not really going to happen. It's not really going to be beneficial. It's not really going to do anything other than confuse people. And that's what a lot of this is meant to do, is confuse people. Go, we've got the legislature, but this isn't Britain. You can't have one person get voted into the parliament and it shakes it up a little bit. Um, these people are, you can attempt to do that, but again, in how America's made and our three-tier justice system, and I consider it all justice system, because a president can pardon people, he can try to help convict people, but then you have other people that have the whole world on their back and they are able to rob, sleep, kill, Like, doesn't matter. Rape, it doesn't matter. And yes, I'm talking about the Clintons because this is very obvious. It's very obvious. A lot of the stuff going on in China that people don't like, a lot of the stuff going on in Mexico, people are like, where did this come from? The Telecommunications Act. You know who signed that? Whenever I was looking up old presidents, I was like, what have some of these people done? I seen Bill Clinton. I was like, the Telecommunications Act? What does that even mean? Oh, it's all these big fucking towers around here. And everybody's like, oh, well, those towers are good. Like, why didn't we need these towers before? Like, and I understand they go, oh, it needs more power. You must not know much about technology because that's not how it works. This is actually Tesla. We're all holding Tesla's probably genitals in our hand because he is the shit. Um, we have got to understand that America was founded on greatness and it will be destroyed trying to make quote unquote greatness. And I don't mean to belittle people, I don't mean to talk down to people, but America was started with an idea, and then the exact same idea that ruined Europe made its way over here. And it's called the banking system. Um, it's hard for me to stay on one topic if it's not noticeable. I would love to talk about guns. I would love to talk about the opioid epidemic. Because, again, as a person at 17, whenever they found out, actually, I was younger than 17, they found out, oh, you have some weird back issue, and your back's not ever going to be right, and it's going to hurt forever. So, you're quite a young person, still junior high age. Take Lorcet 10s. That'll be great. And then I got prescribed like 150 a month as a youth. People that talk about you can't stop, you can't do this, and I had a small conversation on Facebook about this. You can. It parenting is a large part of it. If you have shit parents that don't do anything, that go in their bedroom, lock their doors to get high on whatever, I don't care. And again, I'm not a big advocate to say drug or weed's a drug, but again, if you're letting your lights get turned off and you're eating crap because you got to be high, you're a drug addict. And there's a whole difference because I know some people that don't do anything, but they chronically smoke cigarettes and they chronically drink. And they're like, oh, I don't drink until I get home, but once I get home within 45 minutes, I can't walk. Guess what? You're an addict. There's gambling addicts, there's sex addicts, there's, Weinstein. What is he going to say? Oh, I had a big issue. Yeah, you had a big issue. It's a big banking account, probably a small cock, and you like to fuck girls, little girls, as that fact. And I'm sorry. I've had so many people go, oh, I like that 90-pound, no boob. I'm like, if you want a 10-year-old, just go get a 10-year-old. Like, I don't see the issue, and I don't see the support. Again, if I wanted to fuck something, hurt it, I'd probably try to fuck my own butt. But that's just me. Um, People, this country can be saved. Our Second Amendment is on the chopping block. And I don't care what anybody says, and I'm just going to let all y'all know you're going to have to kill a bunch of people to take our guns. And as someone that's joined the military right at the age of 21, it took me a while. But if you're trying to say no one under the age of 18, 19, or 20 can own a rifle, you just also made the best case for banning cigarettes until that same age. And you also just made the best case for security guards. You can't be under 21. I don't care if you've been in the military. No, military now, it's over 21. Police, it's over 21. You want to do anything? Sorry. You just really, really, really took it to where 26-year-olds live in their mom's basement. They're going to be living in there till they're 30 now and thinking, oh, this is fine. You have to understand, America has changed the planet. America will continue to change this planet. But depending on the people who originally changed this planet, and if anybody doesn't believe me, whenever Napoleon was defeated and Europe was walking back, and I have to say walking back because they were walking back across the country, they got back to Europe to find out that a Rothschild had said, oh, Napoleon won, he's on his way, he's on his way, he's on his way. And what happened? The economy fell. And then what happened? The European army came back. And then what happened? The Rothschilds are in Europe. And that's how it happens, people. There's a few things that need to happen and will happen, but what will happen is we'll get to meet our Savior one day, and his name's not Allah. Have a blessed day.